What's going on, everybody? DomoSenpai here, and I had a breakthrough in the last, I want to say like 3-4 days in regards to the whole what is Corvus afraid of situation. So this is going to be like a very short video, but it's something that I had to get off of my chest. Now, everybody knows that in the previous chapter, he found out that Rudo pretty much jump-started Follow into becoming a giver. And, you know, he asked Follow, like, did you wear those gloves when you used your powers? And he was like, yes. So this is something that I kind of wanted to bring to your attention, right? It's a little bit of a theory. So what if the fear isn't about whether or not it was a mistake and maybe Rudo really did do it, right? Like it was Rudo's ability that made the weapon. Like, what if that's not his fear? But what if he believes that Rudo accidentally created a pseudo Watchman series? This is something that has actually came up over time in Gachiakuta, right? And it's something that Zodil has attempted to do, and he was never successful. He failed every single time. What if Rudo unconsciously did it? Isn't that interesting to think about? Because now there's a multitude of reasons why this is a big problem. I don't think Zodil getting wind of it is that bad of an idea, right? I don't think it's that big of an idea because one of the things that we can for sure surmise is that Zodil is not in the Sherbrick lineage, right? Just because he has the jacket of Canis Sherbrick does not mean that he can use the abilities in the same way. So I think we can like put that to bed. But there is an even bigger issue, and it's right in front of our faces. What if the reason that he also freaked out is because Tomy is right there and he found out? Isn't that a bit more terrifying? Because when you actually go back to the chapter, you can see that Tomy, we did not see his face throughout the latter half, I think, of that part of the chapter. We did not see Tomy's face, and that was a cause for concern for me when I was reading the chapter. So we also had to take into account that Tomy is indeed in control of the book. And from what we know, the book can alter your memories and essentially brainwash you. Maybe he's trying to keep it undercover until they actually have a conversation, which I do hope that this is what happens in the next chapter. We don't need no jump cuts anywhere else. My homie Yazura said that too. He said, I don't want no jump cuts to like Rio and Amo and stuff like that, because I think this is way too important of a moment to gloss over and not completely take precedence of, right? Because that starts to make so much more sense to me in the idea of, we can't talk about this in front of Tomy, but Rudo, when you come to my office, we can have this conversation, and we have to take off the chokers. Maybe that's also another reason why he did not want that information to leak out, right? Because if the choker maker gets wind of this, then that information travels, right? I do really think that this pseudo Watchman series idea is actually a lot more plausible because, like I said earlier, it's been brought up before. It's like, maybe I can create something like that, you know, i.e. Zodil. So the fact that Follow could potentially be like a disciple, essentially, right? It's like Makaka Iko, right? Like maybe Makaka Iko did that before. And maybe to even further that, maybe this is one of the reasons that Recto was hiding Rudo. It's like, why would you put Rudo, who is a descendant of Canis Sherbrick, who is one of the most important people on the ground, why would you put him up in the slums, hidden away from everybody? Unless, right, and hear me out, unless they were trying to create a biological weapon, unless they were trying to create a massive weapon. And oh god, like when you really think about that, maybe this has been Tomy's plan this whole time. And I've said it before, right? Maybe Tomy has had a hand in this entire time. Maybe Tomy and Rudo's dad were trying to do something like this. Maybe they were trying to take revenge on either the spear or the ground, and Recto had something to do with having Rudo's father sent down to the ground. Maybe. The more you think about this, the more that the series begins to open up and you start like just thinking about random shit like I just brought up. But I want to know what you guys think, right? I want to know what you guys think in regards to the pseudo Watchman series and, you know, all of the things like that. So make sure y'all let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Like I said, man, let me know what y'all think. I think it's important. I think this is a discussion that has to be had before tomorrow's chapter. It's either going to be an insanely crazy chapter or we're going to be completely let down because Urana and the crew decided to divert our attentions to some other stuff that has nothing to do with anything, right? I mean, granted, I do want to know more about what happened with Rio and Amo. I also want to know what's going on with Fu. I want to know what Engine and Zonka have been doing this whole time. It's so much that I want to know, but I think this is the most important piece of information that we can have. So again, like I said, make sure y'all let me know in the comment section below. Y'all have a good morning, afternoon, and night, wherever y'all are. I'm DomoSenpai, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.